Now we can move on to slide 2. Told you. I wasn't up till 3 o'clock in the morning and back up at 6. That's why I said, I just gotta know. It's just no way. There's a way. There's a way. Go with me to Mark chapter 5. When we're talking about the blood covenant, we're going to walk through some things. And when we go to Mark chapter 5, of course, we're talking about the woman with the issue of blood. So when you're there, give me an amen. Amen. Chapter 5, verse 25. And the woman, and I'm reading from the New King James. A certain woman which had an issue of blood 12 years, had suffered many things of many physicians, had spent all she had, and nothing better, but she grew worse. See, sometimes money don't just get you happiness. You can have all the money in the world, but it can't buy you happiness. Money can't even buy your health. Because she spent all that she had and she still got no better. Sometimes you got to put your trust in something else besides what's in your wallet. You got to put your trust in Jesus Christ. Because see, you don't have enough money to outbuy Him.
That's right.
And see, sometimes money just ain't going to buy what you need. See, when I was dealing with high cholesterol, it didn't matter how much money I had in the bank. It didn't matter how much money I had in the bank. I couldn't buy down cholesterol. I couldn't go to the cholesterol fairy and say, hey, I got this much money in the bank. Would you reduce my cholesterol? No, it ain't happening. So money can't always do it. But what I had to do, I had to trust in Jesus. I had to trust that He could reduce. And I also had to trust. I had to walk in faith. Because see, I refuse to be bound by medication. And in order for me to say that, I have to be so, and that means just because I say I'm doing that, don't you try to do this.
That's right. That's true. Amen.
If you're not there, don't you try to do it. Because you got to have it down on the inside. You got to have a revelation on knowledge that that's what God is telling you to do.
That's true. That's right.
Amen.
See, I'm not there yet where I can do everything that Jesus can do.
That's right.
But I know what I can do. And you can't do everything. I can't do everything you can do. And you might not be able to do everything that I can do. So just because you hear me say it, you better know that you know that God is speaking that to for you to do it. Just because you see me do something. It's my girls. See, I always tell you, family is open. So my girls told me, they said, Dad, we're gonna change the way we're eating. We're gonna do like you do. And it wasn't long before they realized that what I do is not easy. But it took time. It took some sacrifice. It took time to build up to do what I do right now. He said, I'm going to start off and I'm going to live the vegan. I'm going to eat the vegan lifestyle. And I don't even know if it was 30 minutes or an hour that passed. But one of them realized, and I and she said to me, she said, Dad, I don't know if I can give up cheese. So just because I do it does not mean that you might be ready to do what I do. It took me over 4 years to get to the point where I said, now I can give up all animal products. I lived as a vegetarian for 4 years before I even reached a level, because see, I used to like my cheese and eggs too. And it took me 4 years of living that before I got enough and finally got it inside enough that said I can walk away from every bit of the animal products. And I have my own reasons for doing it. And I'm not going to try to impose my reasons on you. Now I warn you, you may not want to sit down and watch what I watch. Because the things that I watch might make you change your mind. I told you, family is open. So the other day, I was sitting there watching a DVD, and it was called Healing Cancer from the Inside Out. It was a 2-hour documentary on healing cancer, living off of a plant-based diet, and how the body, when God designed this thing, He didn't design it with a bunch of flaws. He designed it where it can heal itself. If we do the right things with what He gave us, it can heal itself. I didn't take medication, but see again, you got to know. I didn't take medication to reduce my cholesterol. I changed my diet. Many times your doctor even tells you, change your diet. They might want to push the medication, but they also tell you, change your diet. So I'm sitting there, and I'm in the 2nd hour of this DVD. And Lakia comes in, and she sits on the couch, probably just thinking I'm going to have some family time with my dad, and sit here and watch this movie with him. And she's sitting there and she's watching. And she got her laptop, and they're talking, and she's Googling. And I can tell you by the end of that hour, she was like, you know what, Dad? I see why you eat the way you eat. Because there's some things that are just not good, and I'm going to say for my body. I'm not going to say for yours, but I'm going to say I know that these things aren't good for my body. And I don't want them in my body. Sacrifice ain't always easy. See, when I have to go into Popeyes sometimes and get filled with some chicken, and even though I don't eat meat and hadn't eaten it for over 4 years, when I walk in there, that fried chicken still smells good. Those biscuits that are made with eggs still smell good. When I go into a Red Lobster and I see those cheddar cheese biscuits, they still smell good. But I have to stay strong and say, no, I'm not going to do it. So you might not be there yet to do that.
Give it to me, shaking his head. I'm going to eat my chicken. I know that's right. Never stop me from eating my chicken. My red beans and rice and biscuits.
And here's the thing. One thing Phyllis will always tell you, I never try to tell her, you got to change because I've changed. Because I look at it like, this is how God is dealing with me. This is how God is making me get myself overcoming the things of the flesh. This is what God is